Hey, good afternoon, guys. Sorry, I'm running a little behind here. Facebook went and switched the format on me, so I had to figure out how to set everything up. Um, we're going to go ahead and give it a minute or two here. Um, let a couple people jump on if they're going to, and then we'll get started. So today we're doing Spongebob and Patrick. I figured I'd throw Patrick on there. SpongeBob's pretty simple. We'll probably go through him pretty fast, so we'll add Patrick just to make things go a little longer. So again, we're just going to wait about a minute or so. Just a side note, there's a group that I'm affiliated with called Inclusion Festivals, and they have a group on Facebook also where they're going to be featuring all my live drawings. So Inclusion Festival is an organization, is a national organization that helps people with special needs or autism, handicap, whatever the case is, to be included in large group activities like going to concerts or festivals or carnivals or anything like that. So if you get a chance, it's the main website is Accessible Festivals, and then Inclusion Festival local, when they do in this area in Jersey. And there's a big event up in Scranton, June or July, I can't remember. We'll see if that actually goes on this year. All right, I'm going to give it one more minute and then we'll get started. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we'll start with SpongeBob. So basically what you want to do, a little out of focus, there we go, is draw a box, just a light box. Don't draw it dark because we're going to erase that box. A little wider up top than on the bottom. You see that all right? See? Just like that. All right. Divide that into 4 lightly. Now you've seen me do this before when I'm drawing faces. And that's the same thing we're going to do here. I'm going to use that to draw his face. Oops, there we go. Before we do that, we're going to add his little waviness on his sides, but don't go all the way down. Stop about 3/4 of the way down. So all you have to do is just like this. Okay. Around here. And on top. And like I said, about 3/4 of the way down, and you'll do the same thing. All right. This part down here will be his pants. We're just going to darken the edge lines up. All right. Now, we'll go back up to his face. And he's got big, round eyes. I'm going to start putting those in. And there's the second one. Bring that out a little bit more. I can back with the ink. All right. All right. And just above that center line, start. All right. Just like that. And always put these two little hooks, two little round bumps. That just shows that he's smiling. All right. And we can add his cheeks in. Two little half circles right there. Same on this side. There's little freckles. And put a couple little dots in. So that's about now. We'll put his nose in. Right there. Basically, you're just going to do like a 9. Just don't close it on the bottom. Leave that open. We can go in and take away some of those pencil lines now. There we go. All right. Ready? So now we'll put his little tie in. We'll put his collar in first. Just on the other side of the center lines. Just going to put two little points. Just like that. All right. And then on the inside of that, put a little arrow right there. Like that. Just close the tie in. Okay. Now we'll put his teeth in. Again, where that center line was, go just over a little bit. Just like that, a little box. And we're just going to make a little wavy W line underneath for his lower lip. Right there. Right. Now we'll go back and finish his eyes. Put a little circle here. On the inside. One on the other side. Put his pupils in. Okay. Now we'll put he's got real big eyelashes. Put those in. That's 3 of them. Simple, just a little line. Make it easy to enter. And then just put one on each side. Okay. Now we have to put his belt in. We're going to divide this lower space here. We're going to divide that basically in half. All right. See that? And then for his belt, all you have to do is draw a couple dark lines. And that's where we're at. We'll put his feet in. So just, again, that imaginary center line to the right and left. And just put a little rectangle. And that's where his legs will come out. Just 2 lines, draw them towards, just add a little curve to them, draw them towards the inside. See, they kind of go like this. All right. Close them off right there. You can add his sock lines. 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll put his shoes in. His shoes are a little more tricky. So you have to make these two little humps like that. Do the same thing on the other side. So one farther down, and then one out. And then here, just going to draw a little fishing hook. And bring that around. And just make a little square on the bottom. Like that. That's the heel of the shoe. All right, we are almost done with Spongebob. Now I'll put his arms in. So for his arms, right where his shirt is at, and just put two little lines out. And hook those up. That's where his shoulders are. Come down. Just doing this on both sides the same so you can see how we do it. All right. And then you're going to make just like a little bubble on both sides, a half bubble. See? Oops, sorry. See how that is? We're going to make his fingers. His thumb. Bring those out a little bit. There you go. And the same on this side. It's kind of like, I'll draw it a little bigger up here and I can erase it. So for his hand, where it goes to his arm, you have like a finger. And over top you have his thumb. And this is like this part of his hand. Like if you see how it is, your thumb comes down and then it bumps out right there. That's what that is. Another finger. And then his pinky finger. And then this is this part of his hand. Right there. And then it goes up. Excuse me. Flip that over for his other hand. All right. He has a couple little, here's a sponge, and he's got some holes running through him. So I just put a couple little circles. There's that. If you need to see that hand again. All right. So we have Spongebob. Now we can do Patrick. Ready? Okay, here we go. So as we know, Patrick's a little bit taller than SpongeBob. So we're going to start his body about there and bring him up to about here. All right. That should give us enough space. Oh, lost focus here. Hold on a second. There we go. Sorry about that. Sometimes I move too quick, the camera loses focus. So, okay. So for Patrick, he's kind of like a, I mean, obviously he's a starfish, but he's kind of like an upside down ice cream cone. So you're going to bring it down. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm having camera issues all of a sudden. It'll focus. Let's give it a second. Sorry about that. Okay. So Patrick's kind of like an upside down ice cream cone. All right. Don't go all the way down. Go about there. And then here, kind of like a little bulb at top. I'm going to bring them down. That looks good. All right. Now that you have that, go ahead and we'll put his pants in. Right there. That's where his waist will be. So you can see that ice cream cone, upside down ice cream cone shape. Cone, ice cream. But here you're gonna flare that out. And then this one you're gonna follow that cone a little bit and then come out. See? Bring it down. That's just where his leg's going to be. Come over here. Bring that one down. That's where his other leg is. And then his feet are two little bumps. Two little stumps right there. Okay. A little bump right there. Now, I'll mark where his face is. Go a little off to the left. His face isn't quite centered. There. And I'll put where his mouth is right there. Okay. So now we'll put his arms in. Now we'll put it like he's reaching for his buddy. And the same thing over here. All right. All right, we got to give him a face. So now we're going to give him an eye. Now, when you do his eyes, you want to do them, again, just off to the left. So his right eye is over top of his left eye. So that right eye, you want to start a little on the other side of that line. So we'll put a circle in there. His eyes are a little more oval. They're not quite round. All right. We'll put the other one in. All right. Patrick has big, bushy eyebrows. We'll put those in. Put his pupils in. All right. Might be a little. Just want to bring mine out a little bit. There we go. Looks better. All right. I'll put his mouth in. So again, we're going to do that at top line, just like we did with Spongebob. Bring it up nice and high. Patrick has a happy smile. We're going to put that little hook in again to show where his mouth is. All right. Now we're going to put, this is going to help you with his mouth a little bit. So we're going to put a little J right here. Boom. See? Okay. And that'll give you a spot where your mouth is going to actually stop. So You can start up here, bring it down, come a little bit below that, and then bring it up. Okay, there we go. Put his tongue in, stop it at that center line, and then bump it again. All right. Now, Patrick being a starfish, he's a little bumpy, so we're going to add a couple little, just little bumps on him. Anywhere you want, doesn't even matter. Just to show that he has texture. But what we do need to add is his belly button, because as we know, that is where Patrick keeps all his lint and numerous other odds and ends. If you've ever seen that show. So there. So yesterday I had my son Jackson with me. Today, no, because he is is a little bit under the weather today. So we're gonna go ahead and just give him a little break today. So on Patrick's shorts, he has he wears flowered pants. So we're just going to draw on a couple of little flowers. All right. I'm going to put one here. And we'll put one over here. There we go. All right. Now we have Patrick. Go ahead and go back and take out any little lines you don't want in there when you color it so they don't show. I'm going to take this line out on his arm, but we're going to leave this one in because that shows Patrick's belly. I'm kind of built like Patrick. There. All right. There we go. Patrick and Spongebob. He will. He'll be fine. Yeah, he's got a little cold or a little bug or something. Nothing major, nothing big. He always in the wintertime kind of has a rough time. He has lung issues to begin with, and some asthma. So he's just sleeping it off a little bit right now. So he was up very early this morning. We were all up at about 4:30. So we've had a long day already. But okay, so let's go ahead and add some color to what we're doing here. So I've already pre-picked all my colors. So for Spongebob, You're going to need yellow, blue, red, brown, and I have this spearmint green color. So if you look at Spongebob, he's all yellow, but these little circles are actually a very light green. So that's what that's for. And then for Patrick, green for his shorts, purple for his shorts. I don't have a, oddly enough, I don't have a pink and an alcohol marker, but I do have these markers, and these come from Michael's, and these are really good. It's an alcohol one, but not like these. So we have fluorescent pink. That's the only pink I have, but it'll show up good on here on camera. So, all right. So let's go ahead and add some ink to these. The nice thing is when you go over it with the ink, any little mistakes that you may have made or not made, it doesn't matter, but any mistakes that you may have made, a lot of time that will cover it up. His arms. I kind of keep, when I ink these, some things I do in heavier black and some I do in a thinner black. Difference in what's closer and what's not. Things that are closer to you are actually will be a thicker line. Things that are farther away will be a thinner line. But in SpongeBob's case, I like to do his top half in a heavier black line. Same with his face, I like to do in the thinner line because it's not as distracting as a heavy line. Don't outline the little holes that you drew on them. You don't want those to be black. You want those to blend in more when you color him. All right. And bottom lip. Notice I didn't do the lines in his sock because those are just going to get colored over anyway. So, and then his belt. But now if you wanted to, you can go back and erase all these pencil lines. Don't erase your little sponge holes. Or you won't know where they were at. I love this eraser. This is what's called a kneaded eraser. And you see it's kind of like Play-Doh. But it's nice because when you erase with it, it doesn't leave all those little shavings. You know, when you use a number 2 pencil and you use that pink eraser and leaves all those little things, you gotta spend your time wiping the paper off and getting rid of all that. So we're gonna leave him like that. We're gonna go over and we'll ink Patrick real quick. Just to have him done. I'm going to outline his whole body in this thicker. It also helps you guys to see it a little bit better. It's funny, people watch sometimes when I'm inking stuff, and I jump all over the place when I'm inking. I don't just trace the line. But what I do when I do that is I do it, one, how comfortable it is to do it. So sometimes I might just go there, and up and over just to accommodate the angle of my hand. Or sometimes it's just how it falls out. I'm going to switch over to the other one now, the thin marker. All right, a little hook in his mouth there. And that J. There we go. Now that line where his belly is. And you can actually put another line underneath there. It'll look like the the waistband of his pants. Now watch here. If you didn't erase that round mark there, watch, because you don't want to ink that. All right. His feet. Other foot. And then there's, just like I said, he's got those little bumps in them, those little circles. All right. So now we can go back and erase everything. Erase all the pencil marks. How are we looking? Huh? I'm just going to erase. I'm going to erase his hand out of here. Because I feel like I might do something else on here. All right. So let's go ahead and add some color. I just want to thicken this eyebrow a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to start with Patrick. And again, I have this really bright pink. Only because I don't have a softer pink for him, but I think it'll work just fine. That looks good. I have to be careful. As much as I love Sharpies, I'm addicted to Sharpie pens. Sharpie pens do not like alcohol pens. A Sharpie pen will absolutely smear a Sharpie pen. And if it traces over a Sharpie pen enough, it will actually take that color away. So you have to be real careful. When I do these, to not disturb the Sharpie too much, or everything will have big, long black streaks. And we definitely do not want big, long black streaks in our artwork, right? We want to keep those as clean as possible. So, but once you've done this enough, years down the road, or learn how to use the markers to where it doesn't really affect it too much, because you can adjust the pressure of your hand to go up and down. We're getting there. You always want to be careful around the eyes. Make sure that they stay white. We don't want any color in them. See, I got a little bit in his mouth, but that doesn't matter because that's going to be black by the time I'm done. I'll put a little red on his tongue. You still there then? Still there, guys? Still following along? There. A lot of people, when they're drawing, say the penciling, the pencil work, and the ink work is the faster part. I think the coloring is the faster. I am a faster colorist than I am an inker or a pencil artist. I mean, I can pencil pretty quick, but I'm a quicker colorer. So now we're going to go to that green color for his shorts. For any of you older folks out there, if you haven't seen SpongeBob, it's actually pretty funny. SpongeBob technically is in his 40s, who acts like a 5. Then Patrick, for lesser terms, is like the Big Lebowski of the undersea. Think about that, and you'll understand what I'm saying. All right. We'll go to purple. Mixed media. I do a lot of mixed media stuff, like pencil and markers together. Well, pencil and marker together is great if you don't care. Wrong end. If you don't care if the pencil shows, because pencil can very easily show through marker. So, I mean, unless you're using very dark markers all the time. But I mean, yeah, a lot of times when I draw things, especially if you've ever seen anything on my portraits page, I'm going to refrain from using the full title of the page. But if you go to my personal page and go to a portrait page that I have, I do a lot of stuff that's mixed media. A lot of those portraits are chalk, pastel, color pencil, marker, all together in one thing. So, I mean, mixed media is great. It takes time to learn them and to know what works well with what, and and what effects that it can do. But yeah, mixed media is, to do anything mixed media is great and uh, skillful and wonderful. You know, the combination of colors that you can make with mixed media. A lot of times I do a lot of comic fan art, you know, Spider-Man, Batman, things like that. And I'll put layers of marker over color pencil over, you know, to come up with some of the colors that, you know, when you look at some of these superheroes, you're like, how do you get that color? You know, it's trial and error over and over and over, you know, how many different colors you can layer over each other until it ends up black, basically, you know, unless you're careful. But yeah, there's absolutely 100% mixed media is awesome. I love it. I do it all the time. Yeah, no worries there. Go for it. Mix it up as much as you want. There's nothing wrong with that. So, all right, we're going to go to Spongebob now. Now, again, we have that Sharpie marker. So I have to be extra careful because I'm using yellow, and yellow will drag that black everywhere. So now look, now I'm doing, Yael, if you want to look here, now marker over top of pencil. All right, see how it makes it, the pencil like fuzzy and blurry. You know, if that's the result you're looking for, then that's great. You know, if it's a dark color, you won't really see that much, but in a light color, you'll really drag out that pencil, unless you're really careful. I'm not worrying about it so much here, you know, because we're practicing, we're learning. But if I was doing, say, a commission piece for a customer who wanted a, you know, TV quality SpongeBob and Patrick drawing, I would never do that. I would never drag those colors together. So if you guys are actually not actually paying attention, but are observant, you see obviously that I'm left-handed. Very rarely, but sometimes I actually have to turn the page. I've learned to write straight on, and I can draw straight on and color straight on. But very few times that I'll have to turn a page just to get just that right angle on something. And you'll see that I go back and forth with whatever tip I'm using. Sometimes I'll use the brush and sometimes I'll use the chisel tip. When I have to follow a lot of hard straight lines or curvy lines on a border, a lot of times I'll use a chisel tip because it's easier. But a brush tip sometimes gives you, allows you to blend colors nicely. Or if you're doing a lot of curve, you see that just follows it right through. No issue. All right. So now, I'm just gonna add his eye colors here. SpongeBob has blue eyes. Probably could have went with a little lighter blue, but that works good. Has a red tie. So I'll go through and give him his tie. We're actually almost done here. Oh, let's just add this little stripe here. Let me go back and add that little blue stripe while I'm at it. And now his pants are brown. Now this is a brown, it's called coffee. So this should work well. Yeah. That's perfect color. And don't forget to do his little handcuffs there. And his shoes are black. We're gonna leave a little line like that. I want SpongeBob to have shiny shoes. There we go. SpongeBob, Patrick. Now, if you really wanted to have a little fun, here, give me 1 second. Hold on. It's just a tan marker. Go through. Here's just a little sand. There's that couple little dots. We gotta add little marks here. Like that. If you want to have fun, you could just back here. A little seaweed. And we know what SpongeBob and Patrick like to hunt, right? Some jellyfish. You know, just stuff like this. It's because you really can just play around with it. Do whatever you want. Blue. Oh, that'd be perfect. I'm just playing. Just adding the fact that they're in water. Doesn't have to be colored solid. There you go. SpongeBob, Patrick, under the sea. Watch this. One more little fun thing here. Oh. Maybe off in the distance. Maybe SpongeBob's getting ready to go to work. And Patrick likes to follow him because he always wants to eat whatever SpongeBob is making. Krusty Krab. There we go. All right, now we're done. That's it. All right, there you go. Make sure if your kids followed along, or if you followed, go ahead and take a picture and post it in the comments under the video, because I love to see what everyone's doing. There's mine. This was a little bit longer, I think, than some of my other ones, but yeah, it was fun though. You know, we did a little extra, did some extra SpongeBob, you know, the seaweed. So there you go. Give you a close look at them. And our little Krusty Krab off in the distance. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me. Fun as always. I love getting a chance to draw with you guys. Check one of the earlier posts from, I think, Monday. It has the lineup. I have a feeling tomorrow we're going to be drawing a chameleon, which is actually our logo for On the Spectrum Arts. A chameleon is very adaptable, can stand out or can blend in, just like our kids on the spectrum. All right. Um, any questions, feel free to message me. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you had fun. I did. That's it. Have a super day. It's a beautiful day out, so if you get a chance, get outside, get some playtime in. Remember, social distancing for what it's worth. Your kids, just have a good time. Don't you worry about it, all right? Take care. 2 o'clock tomorrow. Bye now.